Hi everybody, it's Kenny P, and today it's new camera day. Fujifilm just released their latest camera in the X series, the X-T4. We bought one. We liked the last camera, the X-T3, but this one has a couple of features that we think work better with the type of video and photography that we do. This is an APS-C camera, so it's a smaller sensor that I've been shooting with for the past year and a half or so. I've been utilizing the Panasonic S1 in our real estate business to video and photograph our homes that we put on the market for sale. The only thing I didn't like about that camera is that the focus wasn't very good in situations where it would be loaded onto a gimbal like this Ronin S gimbal over here, and it would lose focus as we walk through a house to shoot video. It has a contrast-based focus system. The camera took lovely pictures, lovely video. It was a big camera, big lenses. It was harder for me to carry around. And this camera has a phase detect focus system, so the focus should be much, much better on the gimbal as we shoot our videos, the walkthrough videos that we do with the gimbal. This camera also has a new feature, which is an articulating screen. The X-T4 has this, the X-T3 didn't have it, and it moves all around. We can certainly see ourselves when we're videoing. In the South, we call this a flippy screen. This camera shoots 4K video up to 60 frames per second in 10-bit 420 color, and it also shoots high definition 1080 video up to 240 frames per second, again in that 10-bit 420 color. The camera will also record in 10-bit 422 color if you're recording with an external recorder like the Ninja 5. The battery capacity has been greatly improved on this camera over the last one. They came out with a new battery that has almost twice the capacity. Again, the articulating screen and the battery life were pretty much the things that we didn't like about the X-T3, which for us was an otherwise phenomenal camera, but these two things really make it better. The last feature that I think really sets this camera apart is it now has internal body image stabilization. The X-T3 didn't have that. They did put it in the X-T4, and that means that your video and pictures are going to be a lot smoother than they were before if we're shooting handheld. So we're just so excited about this camera. It has dual card slots, so we can do some redundant recording. We won't lose any of our video if something happens to one of the cards or pictures, and that's also important. And I really like the form factor of this camera. Again, it's smaller. It's going to take up less space in a bag. The lenses are smaller, so again, we're getting, we think, phenomenal quality, but we're reducing the size of our kit that we're carrying around. I'm also going to use this on vacations, and my wife and I love to ride recumbent trikes. We travel all over the eastern United States to ride recumbent trikes, and we think this is going to be a great camera to take pictures and video of those trips. I did get a couple of lenses. I did buy the 14mm XF 2.8R lens. The R means that it has an aperture ring. This lens is outstanding. It's a prime lens, 14mm, 2.8 is the aperture, and it has the R on the lens name means that it has an aperture ring built right into the lens body, so I can change the aperture here without having to do it through the camera. It has a manual and a automatic focus ring here. We just move it down and we can actually focus manually. Again, that's great, being able to do that from the lens without having to do it from the camera. This lens is at 14mm is the equivalent of a 21mm full frame lens. And when I was shooting full frame, the focal length that I would typically use to shoot videos and pictures of our real estate listings was 20 millimeters. So again, this is 21 millimeter equivalent. We think this is going to do a great job for us. Super sharp lens. It's pretty expensive. This is about a $900 lens, but we like it. I like, again, the form factor. Look how small it is, and we think it's going to do a great job for us shooting real estate and some landscape pictures and video as well. I did buy a zoom lens. It is a lens that's been around for quite some time in the Fuji family. This is the Fujinon XF 16 to 55 f2.8, which means there's a constant aperture all throughout the focal range of 2.8, and this is also an R lens, LMWR. R means it has the, again, you know, it has the aperture ring. LM means that it has linear motor focusing, and WR means that this lens is weather resistant. Now this is a bigger lens, it's heavy, but this lens is super sharp and it covers a great focal range. It's the equivalent in full frame of 24 millimeters to 82. Now, as you may know that a 24 to 70 from most manufacturers is a great all-around zoom lens. Well, this one gives us an even wider focal range of equivalency of 24 to 82 millimeters. This lens, again, almost all metal construction and super sharp throughout the focal range. And we've even seen some reviews where they call this lens a bag of primes. So it has the quality of prime lenses, which typically are better than zoom lenses, but again, it's all in one lens. Now, it is a little bit of a bulky lens. It's bigger, but you know, instead of having to carry around a lot of lenses, I went with this one to start with. It gets fantastic reviews. We are going to buy some additional lenses. We're going to get some more primes. Fuji makes a phenomenal 16 millimeter f1.4 weather resistant lens that is just out of this world. It's an incredible lens. It has close focus distance. We're also planning on getting the 23 millimeter f2 lens and the 35 millimeter f2 lens. Again, so but for right now, we're pretty excited. Brand new camera. Thank you for joining me as we share this new camera with you. I really appreciate the fact that you take the time to watch these videos. I hope that you'll subscribe to my channel if you do, and I hope you'll click the bell notification, which means that every time I upload a video, you're going to get notified. So thanks again, make it a great week, and I hope that I get to see each and every one of you very soon.